one.
That was nerve-wracking. I was like, wait.
Coming up on Point News, find out how new changes to the university shuttle service are affecting students' commutes to and from campus.
And find out how the university is responding to a recent spam attack on student and faculty email accounts.
Plus, what new guidelines has the United Student Government created for clubs on campus?
Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us today. I'm Samir Nefsi.
And I'm Skylar Ruth.
Today's top story begins with new updates that were made to the university's shuttle service this semester.
Point News reporter Sarah Macklin has more on the new changes, how they're affecting students, and how the university is responding to students' concerns.
Point Park University students return this semester to several new changes here on campus. But one change to the Point Park shuttle service is making their daily commute to school a bit more difficult. At the end of last semester, Point Park administrators decided to cut back on shuttle service to and from Oakland due to the opening of the new Pittsburgh Playhouse downtown. The new schedule decreased the frequency of trips from every 15 minutes to every 30 minutes.
The thought was there wasn't a need to be as frequent because there's not a major rush need to be there at a certain time or leaving there and having to get down here for a certain class kind of idea.
Even though the Playhouse is no longer in Oakland, many students still find residence there and rely on the shuttle service to get to class. So when the changes took effect the first day of the fall semester, many students were left confused and upset.
I think there's the same amount or more students still living in Oakland, so it is still useful, so I don't perfectly see why they did every half hour.
However, student concerns and even input from the shuttle drivers themselves did not go unnoticed. Just 3 days later, the Department of Transportation altered the shuttle schedule yet again.
There was some conversations. There are some rush hour times where everybody's coming down at the same time. And so there must not have been enough.
The shuttles will now run at a mix of 15-minute and 30-minute intervals during peak class times throughout the day, from 7 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. There is also an additional 2-hour break from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, where no shuttles will be running. But this new schedule may take some time for students to get used to.
It was definitely a surprise at first, a lot different than last year. I just have to really plan out my schedule a little bit more, but I still love that the school does this for us.
As of now, the shuttle schedule remains a mix of 15-minute and 30-minute intervals. However, some additional changes may be needed to adhere to student needs. Reporting live from the Student Center shuttle parking lot, I'm Sarah Macklin for Point News.
The United Student Government now provides strict guidelines for distributing funds. According to USG Treasurer Courtney Lampel, USG will receive 11% of student activity fees. Their goal was to remain under the $10,000 for club funding, and they distributed exactly $9,108. The remaining funds were used for budget appeals on Wednesday, and according to the USG Club funding request form, the Black Student Union and the Anime Club was one of the many organizations who received less than what they requested. Advisor to USG Rachel Phillips explains that the university now provides informational meetings called Nuts and Bullets that teach clubs how to create fundraisers in order to allocate their own money.
And the long-awaited Point Park Starbucks Cafe has officially opened on Point Park's campus. The Starbucks relocated into Old 100 Wood Restaurant, which is connected to Village Park. Point Park is a central meeting place on campus for students to enjoy Starbucks beverages and food options with a ton of space to collaborate and work. Point Park will also be holding open mic nights and cab coffee house events in the future. The cafe is hoping to have fall and holiday flavored drinks coming very soon.
Have messages from random Point Park email accounts been spamming your inbox lately? Point Park News reporter Taylor Fife has more on what exactly these emails are and what the university is currently doing to combat this issue.
At first, these emails appear to be normal, an email from a close friend or professor with a familiar subject line. But once you click on the email, you've become a victim of a dangerous email phishing scam. According to the Information Technology Department at Point Park University, students and faculty have reported several instances about receiving emails from random Point Park email accounts since the beginning of the fall 2018 semester. The phishing emails prompt users to click on a link in order to download and view a message. An email by the IT department was sent out to the Point Park community in early August. The email states that this is a phishing attempt, and it can be disregarded and deleted. Do not download anything or click any links that may be found in this message. The Federal Trade Commission describes phishing as an instance where a scammer uses fraudulent emails or text to get a user to reveal their personal, valuable information.
I haven't received any damage personally, but I know a few friends who have had to replace their cell phones and computers because of the emails.
Director of User Services Joshua Smith declined to be on camera, but did say that the IT department is currently trying to solve the phishing email scam problem. Smith states, "For the university-owned computers on our network, we immediately began implementing additional security policies and tools to help reduce the impact of a successful phishing attack. We are also reviewing and implementing policies within our email system to more aggressively filter spam and detect potential phishing attacks." Some students are still receiving phishing emails and feel that more should be done.
I think it's a little frustrating that they're not doing more to help protect our computers and our information. It would be nice if they can get going on that and make sure that we don't get these phishing emails anymore.
The IT department recommends that if students and faculty receive suspicious emails like this one, they should err on the side of caution. Reporting from Academic Hall, I'm Taylor Fife for Point News 4.
Coming up after the break, find out how recent building construction left some students scrambling to find a place to stay.
And find out how the community paid their respects to late rapper Mac Miller. All that when Point News returns.
Go. Go to our new website, uview.pointpark.edu.
Go, 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 go!
Join UView and find your herd!
Join EOP. And 3, 2, join EOP.
I was just saying, grab them now, or else I will snap.
Yeah.
Join on point with politics. 3, 2, 1.
Join Pioneer Sideline.
Loneliest number that you'll ever do.
Welcome back to Point News. It has been a tough week for our city mourning the loss of rapper Mac Miller.
Point News reporter Alex Langdon was at the Blue Side Park during the vigil that was held in Mac Miller's honor.
I'm here in Frick Park where people are gathering for a vigil in remembrance of Malcolm McCormick, better known by his stage name Mac Miller, who died unexpectedly of cardiac arrest following a suspected overdose. Miller was found unresponsive in his Los Angeles home on Friday, September 7th, sending shockwaves through the music community and raising questions about drug abuse in America. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, 72,000 Americans died in just the last year of a drug-related death, 5,500 of which were Pennsylvanians, leaving friends and family wondering how they can honor their lost loved ones.
This event was inspired basically because Mac Miller has been somebody that we've looked up to over the course of our lives. Our city has so much love for him, and we just wanted to give everybody a safe space to celebrate that. We thank him and everybody that came today.
The Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation for Drug Abuse Victims and Families insists that it is vital to recognize the signs of addiction in a loved one as early as possible. Some of these signs may include reclusiveness, using a substance at an inappropriate time, and poor performance in school or work.
And kind of helped me and a lot of other artists in the area to kind of believe in ourselves as a community, to go after our dreams and stuff. So, it's a great sadness and loss that he's no longer here.
The NIH suggests that the most important thing you can do to help an addict is to be helpful and supportive in finding a treatment center in a timely manner. Reporting from Frick Park, I'm Alex Lenigan for Point News.
In other news, communities worldwide will be celebrating the International Day of Peace this Friday. The Pittsburgh North People for Peace is organizing a festival in North Park on Sunday, September 23rd. The procession of 195 UN flags will take place, and this year's theme recognizes the 70th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Pittsburgh has become a place for peace for refugees and immigrants over the past decade, and according to the Department of Human Services Initiative and according to the Department of Human Services, Immigrants, and Internationals Initiative, Allegheny County has resettled 5,035 refugees since 2001.
And at the start of the semester, ongoing construction on the Keystone Flat Apartments downtown caused many issues for students. Point News reporter Dara Collins has more on the story.
According to multiple Point Park University students and staff, construction delays at the Keystone Flats apartment building across 3rd Avenue from Lawrence Hall have caused students to live in the District Hotel for the opening weeks of the 2018 fall semester.
Students say the original move-in date was August 17th, 10 days before the start of the fall semester. Some students may now have to wait until October 21st. Others have earlier move-in dates depending on the location of their unit.
They treat us well, but we don't get to live there, and we pay a lot of money to live there, but I guess it could be worse.
The students live in single rooms and may receive hotel room service while another mother provides laundry service. As for food options, Culinart provides students with $15 flex dollars per day that can roll over if students do not use all the money. The district also offers free breakfast coupons at its restaurant or the Whale.
According to students, Keystone Flats property manager Tina McDevitt organized all of the accommodations the students receive while staying at the District Hotel. McDevitt declined to comment on the situation.
Dean of Student Life, Michael Gieske, says no one approached Point Park University about housing the students.
No one came through the housing office to say, would you have an opportunity to house any of the students in the short term like they had done with hotels.
The hotel accommodations from McDevitt and BET Investments work in the students' favor.
Even if they had asked, even if we could have, this year we would not have been able to, only because we were at our own full capacity.
Continental Building Company declined to comment on any construction updates.
Students say BET Investments will provide movers to help them move their belongings from the District Hotel to their units once construction is complete. Reporting from 3rd Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh, I'm Dara Collins, Point News.
With Point Park's new location on campus, you may be wondering what happened to the old Starbucks. Point News reporter Delaney Baumas has more on how 2 Point Park clubs made the building their new home.
With the new school year comes new and exciting opportunities, and WPPJ was no exception to that, getting a new studio and office space.
WPPJ's radio booth, production studio, and office space used to be located on the 2nd floor of Lawrence Hall, but this summer they got a much-needed upgrade and completely moved locations. Their new space is on the corner of Wood Street and Fort Pitt Boulevard, where the old campus Starbucks used to be.
We had been operating in the same space more or less for about 40 years. And over that time, the institutional knowledge kind of graduated with our general managers.
With the upgraded space, WPPJ was able to decide what was needed on a weekly basis for their DJs. This enabled them to create what Alex called a clean, sensible space for people to do cool radio in.
So now I feel with the new space, with the equipment that's been cleaned up, with the wiring that's been rerun, and all of the little things that had been wrong for so long, we've fixed them now so we can meet that same quality that our students are bringing to us of their great and crazy ideas. We can make it happen.
Point Park's resident newspaper, The Globe, also got a new office space as well, bringing the two together.
Moving from the 7th floor of Lawrence Hall to the same building as WPPJ, the 2 student-run media outlets are now sharing a creative space.
The old offices were a little bit stuffy. They were a little bit kind of cramped.
everybody was just kind of like lining the walls, or if you were a copy editor like I was last year, you were like stuffed into the center of the room around this really small table.
With the new office space, there is more natural light coming in and gives the entire space a more upbeat feel. Along with a better feel to the offices, the area is more functional for the paper, with a whiteboard available for students to plan out layouts and stories, making things more efficient.
If you would like to be a part of these media outlets, make sure you check them out across from West Penn Hall. Reporting from downtown Pittsburgh, I'm Delaney Baumus for Point News 4.
Coming up after the break, find out which event brought more than 100 people to Point Park's campus.
And find out which Broadway play hit the Cultural District this weekend.
What's one word to describe CAB?
Welcoming.
Community.
Creative.
Experiences.
Family. Openness.
Pineapple.
The Campus Activities Board is a student-run organization that consists of 7 different committees. Each focuses on event planning, marketing, and administrative activities. Join us in organizing the juiciest events on campus, from late-night bingo to festive dances to our team bonding meetings. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Point Park Cap, or like us on Facebook at Campus Activities Board at Point Park University.
Good evening and welcome to Newsnight. I'm Josh Troop alongside Jess Paterchak.
Defending his decision to kick out 15 Cuban diplomats from the United States. Thanks, Allison. Fitness on Demand has returned to Point Park.
Residents fear that Mount Agung will have a repeat of 1963's eruption.
2-star NFL quarterbacks made the headlines this week after wrapping up.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's your news tonight. For Nick Tomarello, I'm Alex Grubbs. Have a great night.
And welcome back. Last Friday, Point Park held its first TEDx Talk series in the GRW, one of the theaters connected to Lawrence Hall. According to the press release, the event included 6 speakers, all addressing the topic, building bridges. The event organizer, Heather Starfeeder, said that a lot of speakers chose to discuss mental health, which, according to the American Psychological Foundation, is the fastest growing issue among college-age people.
Starfiedler hopes to bring a TED Talk to campus every fall, each theme being a different topic important and relevant to the college demographic. Point News reporter Nicole Paxinos was there to experience this event firsthand.
Well, you might have heard of TED Talks or even TEDx, and today Point Park University and TEDx came together with 6 different speakers to tell their story and how they build bridges. According to the TEDx Point Park University website, TEDx is an independently organized event that brings people together to share a TED-like experience between TED Talk videos and live speakers.
We show TED Talks in a lot of our classrooms, especially in the University 101 program, because we think they're really inspirational for students to get new ideas.
Around 100 people gathered in the GRW auditorium to hear about how these speakers have built bridges within their own lives.
Bridge is a road where a road shouldn't be. So it takes some doing and some risk to build a bridge. So next time you cross a bridge, think about why that bridge is there.
Lorenzo Lewis shared his story that focused on creating a better culture of mental health.
All one as one community, but just to spread this across communities abroad, to know that the therapy couch can be reversed, and that we can give that power to the community to help each other and to just live longer lives.
You can apply to the TED Network for an individual TEDx license. It doesn't cost anything. It's just something that you have to really kind of check all the boxes, and you have to meet their criteria for being the right type of event that fits within their mold.
The inaugural TEDx Point Park University event was a true success, and even you can be a part of it next year in 2019. Reporting for Point News, I'm Nicole Paxinos.
The first show of the 2018-2019 PNC Broadway in Pittsburgh series, sponsored by the Pittsburgh Cultural Trust, has officially kicked off with a hilarious show, The Play That Goes Wrong. The show just launched the beginning of its 28 cities stop national tour, making Pittsburgh the first stop of the tour.
The Play That Goes Wrong is playing now through Sunday, September 23rd, 2018. The show follows Cornell University's Drama Society as they finally have enough students to put on a full production. So what could go wrong? The show comes from the funny minds of Mischief Theater. The play won the title of the longest-running play on Broadway. However, it is slated to close on January 6th after extending its run.
For more information on tickets and times, head on over to thetrustarts.org. For student discounts, you can call the box office. That's all for us this week. I'm Skylar Ruth.
And I'm Samira Nefsi. We'll see you next Thursday around 2 p.m.